A soldier noticed a young girl pointing at a school bus, trembling with fear. His next action stunned the entire town. Before we get into the story, drop your city or country in the comments. Let's see how far this tale travels. If you enjoy this video, please hit subscribe. The school bus doors swung open. Children spilled out, giggling and carefree except for one. A small girl stood paralyzed on the sidewalk, her tearful eyes fixed on the bus, her tiny hand shaking as she pointed. A soldier, home on leave and in uniform, spotted her. Something was off. Her retreat and silence weren't mere nervousness, it was pure dread. The crowd around her moved on, oblivious. But the soldier stepped closer, his pulse racing. What had happened on that bus? What he discovered in mere minutes would ripple through the town like a shockwave. Stay until the end, this story will tug at your heart. Sergeant James Carter, a decorated veteran, had returned to Virginia after his last tour in Iraq. Known for his steady strength and strong moral compass, James was picking up his niece at the local elementary school on a cool autumn day. It seemed like a typical small-town moment, until it wasn't. The yellow bus pulled up as usual with kids tumbling out, full of laughter. Then he saw her, a young black girl no more than 6, frozen in fear. Her backpack hung loosely, her gaze glued to the bus door. James, trained to sense danger, knew this wasn't right. The stillness in this child rang louder than any war zone alert. He approached her, unaware that what he was about to uncover would spark an uproar far beyond the school grounds. Kneeling beside her, he softly asked if she was okay. She didn't speak, only pointed back at the bus. Inside, the driver and a group of older white kids were laughing, exchanging high fives. One boy made a throat-slashing gesture, staring straight at her. James followed her gaze, his stomach churning. A distracted teacher passed by, unnoticed by the scene. The girl's older sister rushed over, grabbed her hand and muttered, "It's done. Let's go." But James stopped them. "What happened?" he pressed. The sister paused, then quietly explained they'd been bullied, spat on, and called racial slurs. That day, one boy had threatened to lynch the girl, like in the old days. The driver heard everything and did nothing. James's fists tightened. The soldier in him wanted to react, but the uncle, the guardian, stayed composed. He boarded the bus. The laughter ceased. The boys froze wide-eyed. The driver stammered, but James's voice was steady and piercing. "Get the principal. Now." Within minutes, the principal arrived. James stood firm between the bus and the girls, unyielding. "These children deserve to feel safe. If you won't ensure it, I will." What began as a routine pickup escalated into a major confrontation, drawing parents, teachers, and even news crews. By evening, the story had erupted. Parents assembled, the school tried to minimize it, but James stood his ground. He spoke publicly, not with anger but with conviction, detailing the quiet terror in a child's eyes, the racial slurs, the indifference. His words spread like wildfire. National media covered it. The school board had to respond. The driver was suspended, the boys were pulled from the bus and faced disciplinary action, and an anti-bullying task force was established. But what truly shocked the town? James didn't seek vengeance. He sought change. "This isn't about punishment," he said. "It's about ensuring no child ever steps off a bus trembling again." The town couldn't ignore it anymore. The truth had arrived, clad in a soldier's uniform. The little girl, once too scared to speak, now walks to school, holding her sister's hand with pride and James by their side. He didn't return to war, but he became a new kind of warrior. One fighting for justice at home. Because this wasn't just about a bus. It was about every ignored cry, every dismissed fear, every child who learns too soon what hate feels like. James sparked a movement in his town, one that spread across districts, inspiring communities to listen for the first time. Because sometimes it doesn't take a protest. Sometimes it takes one soldier, one girl, one moment of courage. How many children suffer silently every day while the world looks away? Tell us which city and country you're watching from. Let's make this message reach every corner of the world.